Hello, everybody. I wanted to go live real quick and show you guys and talk about what's the big thing today. So, if you guys are in the project group that we have, then you'll know that we've been mailing off stuff to Governor Evers throughout the whole world, and today is the day where America sends their stuff to Governor Evers. So on the screen I have both addresses for this, and I kind of wanted to show you guys what what we included in this. So I'm still at work. I'm not working though. I'm borrowing their dryer. They let me borrow the dryer, so but that's where I'm at. And yeah, so here I have the 2 copies of what I'm sending because there's 2 different addresses, so I figured why not. But the first page we have the letter that Brendan wrote, the Dear Governor Evers one, and it was on April 16th, 2019. So this was almost the anniversary of that. That was yesterday, I believe, right? So that's cool in a way, right? Hey, Jazznaz. So the next thing that we have was the affidavit from Michelle Levine, which is something. So some of this stuff I'm actually probably going to do a separate live on and actually break down because some of this stuff is actually really interesting and relevant. And it's crazy to me that Governor Evers has received this before and he hasn't, and Brendan's still incarcerated. Like, to me, it's insane because all of this stuff is like super important. So the affidavit of Michelle Levine, she's the one that wrote the Under the Hood article or paper about Brendan and his language, speech, disability. Basically, he's got a language and speech disability as far as the way he cognitively can process it. That's where his disability mostly lies on. When they talk about him being disabled or having a low IQ, it's not that he isn't smart or anything, it's that he doesn't understand language in the same way a neurotypical person would. So what the one of the things is that severe Brendan's overall impairment level was in the most severe range, that he had sequential deficiencies in 3 realms of spoken language: expressive, receptive, and pragmatic. So those are basically, they took advantage of him knowing that he wasn't able to do a interview or interrogation. So that's something that is really cool. And then we have the ARC, Wisconsin, for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So another expert wrote a letter on behalf of Brendan, and they all, part of that, signed it. So that was pretty cool. And then we've got letter for recommendation for Brendan Dassey. So, hold on. This is from the same school that Laura Nyrider and Steve Drizzen teach at. This was from, who wrote this one? I think it was Kesha. I think I'm saying her name right, Kesha. In my head, I think of like Kesha the singer, but like if I try to read her name, then I say it wrong. So it's Kesha. Anyway, she's actually his caseworker as far as she's his licensed clinical social worker. So I don't want to say she's like a therapist, but she's also kind of like, I think, like a counselor for him. She very much has helped him through things like anxiety and all that. But basically, this is a letter that she wrote. See, I am a licensed clinical social worker at the Bloom Legal Clinic of Northwestern Plitzer School of Law, where my responsibilities including working with individuals involved with the justice system. In that role, I help uncover a client's life histories, address any traumas that may have suffered, develop their potential for rehabilitation, and identify any interventions required to assist in ensuring public safety. So basically, she's the one that she talks with Brendan and works him through things, and if he has any issues, he'll go to her, which which I think is awesome. Like, I know one of the conditions of when Brendan was supposed to come out on parole in 2018 or 19, I believe, or was it 17? One of those times where they were trying to have him go out on parole, she was one of the people that would have been assigned to him to be like an outside of their counselor, I believe. So I've been working with Brendan Dassey as part of his legal team since July 2016. I think that's when actually it was. Was it? Something like that. Since that time, I've spoken to Brendan on a weekly basis, ensuring that he is receiving the necessary support, discussing coping skills such as visual meditation techniques, breathing exercises, and encouraging hope and positivity. I also visit Brendan a few times a year. I can safely say that I have truly been able to get to know him as a person. So that's, yeah. Unlike most of my clients, our conversations focused on managing behaviors and dealing with anger. My conversations with Brendan are drastically different. With Brendan, the focus is invariable on basic everyday matters like food he likes to eat, the books he's reading, the shows he's watching, the things that brings him joy like Pokemon and whether pictures he's coloring. These conversations compared to my work with other clients are very simple, to say the least. They reflect both his limitations and his extreme, gentle personality. Each time I speak with Brendan via phone, we end our conversation with discussing the 3 positive things that happened to him in the past few days as a way to instill hope and positivity. And he never hesitates in naming 3 things that have brought him joy. Even things as simple as having a hamburger for dinner or talking to his mom. It is the smallest and simplest things in life. Things that most of us take for granted. Hey, Roxana. The fuel of Brendan's positivity and clearly demonstrate that he is content with having very little. And that's a very true statement on Brendan. Like, I hope that everybody here has gotten the pleasure to write to him or talk to him over the phone or anything, interact with him on any level like that. And if you ever have, like, I know a few of you have written to him, and you can just tell he's just like a very, very positive, well-rounded person. And he really, it doesn't take a lot to make him happy in life, as far as, like she just said, like if he has a cheeseburger that week, he's like ecstatic. Like that's his favorite food is cheeseburgers or hamburgers. These food events, all the support that he gets around the world, and like receiving manga from supporters and just all sorts of stuff. So, and letters and cards and family is so important to him, and he looks forward to weekly visits from his parents. He also talks to me about his dreams of having his own family one day and what he would name his children. It is my greatest wish for Brendan to be able to experience being a parent one day, as I think he would be a loving and kind, one-of-a-kind dad. Yeah. As a clinician, Brendan's character is one that easily builds healthy human connections and parasocial behaviors. This makes him very capable of developing professional relationships, which could easily translate over to personal relationships as well. I can confidently say Brendan would not harm or be a danger to himself or others if granted clemency. But yeah, so that's the letter from his social worker. And then here's another one Graduate social worker student. So this must be like a, yeah. Brendan finds joy. This is another one then. So Brendan finds joy whatever small ways he can while being incarcerated. Activities such as TV season finale or a special chicken dinner. We have talked at length about his favorite movies, books, TV shows, comic book series, and more. So this was right after he was able to buy his iPad. Not an iPad, but tablet. But she's calling it an iPad, but it's a tablet. So this is how old this was, 2019. So this was quite a few years ago. In addition to gaming and educational apps, Brendan is able to read all kinds of books and is no longer constrained to the only prison library. He looks forward to visits from family, friends, supporters, and is truly appreciative of the time and energy people spend with him. Due to this public nature of his case, there are often new names and faces popped into his life, and Brendan responds to those who reach out with sincere appreciation and friendship. While other people in his situation may withdraw or distrust in this kind of engagement, Brendan gains strength from knowing that so many people want the best for him and enjoys hearing their stories. But yeah, so that's cool. And like it's crazy to me how Governor Evers could read all this and not, I don't know, not consider or anything like that. And this is another one from, I believe this is the actual, hold on. I think these are the 200 signatures of people who co-signed. Yeah, because look at all these signatures. So this is the 200 signatures of experts and stuff that co-signed saying that in their field, they all agree that Brendan is innocent and should be exonerated. We write this in hope to extend executive clemency in the form of either pardon or commutation. Each person who signed this letter brings a different perspective. Some of us are lawyers who practice variously in states and federal courts. Some of us are psychologists. Some of them are psychologists of interrogations and confessions. Some are experts on juvenile justice. Are disably experts. Some are academics who study miscarriage of justice in Wisconsin. So all sorts of people signed this letter, and this was like 200, I believe. So like every single expert and exoneration person, like this person, Julie Balmer, exoneree. Obie Anthony, exoneree. There's another exoneree. Yep, see all these, like this is exoneree. Anthony DiPippo. Attorneys. Mark Godsey, director of Ohio Innocence Project. Just all sorts of people. How cool is that to have so many experts and just people from all sorts of different walks in life that have something to do with. See, Amanda Knox is on here. Just give your name and be like, yeah, this person should be free. I'm trying to see if I recognize any other names on here, but I'm bad with names. Innocent Project directors, Connecticut Innocent Project, Florida Innocent Project. Ooh, Attorney General of Indiana. And yeah, that's crazy. Sister Helen Prejean, she's big on advocating against the death penalty in America. That's cool. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not seeing anybody. Oh, that Barry guy, co-founder of the Innocent Project. Anyhow, I'm gonna skip ahead because, like I said, there's a lot, and I might do a separate lives, on each thing and break it down more on each thing, because it's like I said, it's all very good information in here, especially on Brendan's case. Here is the actual petition for executive clemency, and like I said, I'm not gonna go. I'll probably do a separate live on this. But this was the actual filing that Laura and I were in prison, and then they got Seth Waxman and Robert Dvorak, and they all those signatures, and I still ignore. So this is basically the official petition for executive clemency that they filed, which, like I said, is insane to me that with all this other stuff that they got, they still ignored it. Then here is, hold on. I'm also killing time for the dryer, and the post office opened 30 minutes ago, so no. So here is the decision and order. Now let me see something here, because I feel like this is Judge Duffin's, but I want to make sure. Yeah, I think it is. I think this is Judge Duffin's decision and order, when he basically ruled for Brendan and said that they had to give 30 days to free Brendan or retrial him. I'm gonna skip all this because, like I said before, I'm probably gonna do a live separately on this, but all the way, yeah. See, Judge E. Duffin. So, which was a very important thing. Right, I agree. he needs to actually read this and process it and really like think on it and like understand what is being asked of him here. You know, it's more than just another packet asking for Brendan's freedom. It's actual. I mean, to me, this is actual like evidence showing that Brendan is not guilty of the crime that he committed, or that they said he committed, and has no ability to commit such a crime, and that would make a great model citizen to contribute to Wisconsin and to America in general. Like, I mean, you could. That's why I put his letter first up on here, because how can you read this and think that this guy murdered anybody, did anything? Like, the first things that, so like I imagined that they said, okay, we want you to write a letter to Governor Evers, and we want you to you know, just talk about what's important to you, and to just you know, be polite and ask him for freedom, basically. And so what's the first thing that Brendan says is, hi there, how are you doing today? I'm doing good today. Congrats to becoming Wisconsin's governor. And then proceeds to give him a list of everything that he likes. Pokemon, drinks, chips, holidays, fruit, pets, like, and like the whole thing is basically a list of things that he likes and books he reads, and then asks him, what are your likes and dislikes? Like, does this look like a letter of a person who like brutally killed somebody and like planned it out with his uncle? Like, no, this is a letter of an innocent guy who sorry. I got a letter from my boss. Not a letter, a text. But yeah. I am writing to ask for a pardon because I am innocent and want to go home. If I would get to go home, I would like to get a job involving video games. I would like to help take care of my mom and one day have a son and a daughter of my own. I would name my daughter Grace and my son Mizar, which is the name of a star in the Big Dipper. That is all for now. Take care, and until next time. Love, the complete and innocent Brendan Dassey. P.S. Congrats again on becoming the governor. Like, I don't know what else Governor Evers needs anymore. Like, I don't know anymore. I mean, I think it's great, petitions and all that from everybody all around the world, and yeah, I agree. I think that that's awesome, but like, what more do you need other than 200 professional doctors, lawyers, psychologists, like signatures from them, and like all these case study breakdowns, and like, even, you know, like, I just don't, what else more does he need? Kick in the pants, maybe. Something, I just don't, you know, I don't know what more you need, Governor Evers. And like, I'm gonna send him too, because like I said, if you guys are in the group, or if you guys pay attention to these lives, there's 2 addresses now. One is for the actual address where the governor is, and then the other one is for the P.O. box that's at the post office. And I would imagine, so here's my theory. Hold on. Oh, Tony, yeah. Tony left a note on the fridge. I just now noticed it. Sorry, I'm checking on my... Part of the reason why I'm still here is because I have stuff in the dryer. So part of the reason why I think that there's now 2 addresses is because I think of us, like us supporters. I think that the mail situation was getting really overwhelming over there. So they set up the P.O. box. So if you go to the website, the governor's website, it'll have the P.O. box. But if you go to Google and go to like Google Maps, you'll see that the first address. So I think personally both addresses are good, but I think you should send to whatever one you feel comfortable with sending. I'm sending to both. So, you send to where you feel comfortable sending though. But they'll both get there. They'll both get to him. But yeah. Wrong thing. But yeah, so I'm gonna get going because I don't want this to be too long. And like I said, probably in the near future, I'm gonna do a live on each of these documents and really break it down because, like I said, like especially Judge Duffin's, because it's really, really a good example on everything wrong with Brendan's case. Like Judge Duffin saw the writing on the wall for what it was, and he actually was one of the few judges who gave like a good, like this. Some of the Seventh Circuit people did, but yeah. So, all right, guys. So happy mailing today. I know Wisconsin's mailing day is coming up soon, in like a couple of days. If anybody has any questions or concerns, please reach out to me or another admin. Please join the group, the working group, if you'd like to participate in future things that we have going on. We're going to be doing some other stuff in there here soon. And the group is just for projects. It's just for working projects that we're planning and doing for Brendan. It's not a social page. It's not anything other than trying to keep organized with that. So if you'd like to consider joining that and being involved in any future projects, please, join the group. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great day. Yeah, I agree. Duffin was a blessing in this, I believe, and I believe he still is. I really do. All right, but everybody have a great day.